across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now it's Jackson. He finds his man complete. That's Flowers. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for Philly.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson now. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field strength has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Jackson. Dancing to his left. There's Smith. He's got it along the sideline. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Jackson to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. So a big sack for a loss of 4. It brings up 4th and goal. Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. On 1st and 10, Herring. That's out to the flat for Akers. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
24 is the mic.
On 1st down, Herring. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It got his man complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants have taken the lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Six-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. It's caught. Smith. Smith with a first down and more. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play there on catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Jackson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And these guys will take a 10-point lead. And Reagor will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously caught. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And this is caught. It's Brown. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Steps away. First down and more for Jackson. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jackson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action. Herring. That ball caught by Slayton. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Looking to throw. Herring. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. He tried to get away, but to no avail, and an absolute killer there. A 12-yard loss on 1st and goal. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And Reagor will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. From the 30 on 2nd down, Jackson. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Rush coming in, he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. They'll try and run forward with Sanders. And he's got room. 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, 49 yards. And the Eagles get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now that deserves a couple exclamation points. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they've got just over 50 seconds to go till halftime, so they can try to put something together if they want. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herring. He targets Ingram for another grab. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They go play action here on 1st down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Back to throw again. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giants touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll dump this off to Akers. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So still 14 yards to go, second down. Looking to throw. Herring. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney there to make the grab. And the Giants have got it on cruise control. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Flushed out right. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 3 yards the gain there, second down. To throw is Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Flowers. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 37.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
On first down, Sanders stays on his feet. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles get a score closer. Elliott now to add the extra point. Now that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game.
Makes the score Giants 40, Eagles 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Three. Check number 6. Check number 6. Three.
Back to throw. Herring. Finding some room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 38.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Off the play fake. Herring. Being chased out left. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Giants are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll run here with Akers. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step one on that play.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Giants. Kadarius Toney with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his left. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Mike 35, Mike 35. Not here. 35.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Jackson, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Throwing on first down. Herring. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Herring. And he's got his man on the out route. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Herring over the middle. That's hauled in by Toney. And all the way in touchdown, New York. Kadarius Toney, 36 yards. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. From the 31, Jackson. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Open man has got it, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
From the 36, Jackson. And it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their...
And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 14. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. CD, this defense, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
On 1st and 10, Herring. And he rifles one incomplete.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Back to throw. Herring. Room to run inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he will have a Giants first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because for a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Sanders. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
One last shot for Jackson. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play.
Let's go.
There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for nothing.